All right, good evening, and it's back to Dead Ball in 19th Century as we continue with the KCCL Dead Ball 19th Century Tournament. And tonight's game will be between the 1909 Pittsburgh Pirates and the 1908 Cleveland Naps. They are tied at one game apiece in this best of five series. We had an elimination the other night. So the 1907 Chicago Cubs defeated the 1919 Cincinnati Reds 3 games to nothing to advance to round four. So Chicago will be awaiting the winner between Pittsburgh and Cleveland. So let's get to it. Pittsburgh will be visiting Cleveland and looking for a fun game here. And it looks like we're going to have Charlie Chech. So, interesting name there. Let's get to the ballpark. So here we are looking at the weather here at League Park in Cleveland. It is 50 degrees, it's clear skies, and winds 3 miles per hour out to left field. The starting defense for the Cleveland Naps. In left field, it's Josh Clark. Hey, there's Andrew. Welcome back, Andrew. In center field, Joe Birmingham. In right, Bill Hinchman. From first to third, George Stovall at first, Napoleon Lajoie at second, George Perring at short, Bill Bradley at third, Nick Clark, and again, I'll apologize right from the beginning. Try to keep things authentic. This was unfortunately his nickname, and that's what we will be using. And Charlie Chech will pitch. So the numbers on him in the regular season in 1908. A 1.74 earned run average, 11 wins, 7 losses, 165 and 2/3 innings pitched for him. 34 strikeouts, 51 walks, and the league in 1908 hit 221 against him, leading off for the Pittsburgh Pirates of 1909, world champion Pittsburgh Pirates, Hannes Wagner. So in this playoff, he is hitting 571 right now. No runs batted in for Wagner. He does have a stolen base. And we're ready to get underway here, League Park in Cleveland. And thank you for joining us for some dead ball action here on the Beatles Eternally, a family baseball channel. We wait the pitch here from Chech. Here it is. Wagner sends this to center field, kind of deep, and Birmingham has it short of the wall. One down. So you notice a shorter right field porch here in League Park in Cleveland, a longer left field. High fence. Of course, these old ballparks were designed this way to fit into the city, so no parking, anything like that. Joe Murdy, welcome in, Joe. Good to see you again as well. All right, left fielder, player manager Fred Clark now, hitting 125, I should say, with no runs batted in the regular season in 1909 for the World Championship Pittsburgh Pirates. He hit 297 with 3 home runs and 68 runs batted in. I'm sorry, it's 287. Chech delivers the 1-2 to Clark. The fastball bounded up the middle. Lajoie, though, ranging to his right. This is going to be close, and it's going to be a throwing error on Lajoie as Josh Clark does everything he can, George Stovall, to keep that in front of him to hold Clark on first. So an error here in the top of the first inning with 1 away, and it brings up Dots Miller, the second baseman, hitting just 143, 2 runs batted in. Miller hit 279 in 1909 for the Bucks. Chech with a check of the runner, Fred Clark. Fred Clark with 31 stolen bases in 1909. Good lead off first. Clark above average arm, just above average behind the plate. Chech throws over. Clark back safely. And there's Ken Castro. Good evening, Cousin Ken. Welcome in. We're back in your wheelhouse and mine. Chech fires it in. The 1-2, and Dots Miller sends this fly ball to left field. Back on it, Josh Clark. Fred Clark will get back to first. So we have 3 Clarks in this game, 1 for the Pirates, 2 for the Naps. So 2 away. Fred Clark gets back to first, and here's Tommy Leach. Tommy Leach hitting .250 in the tournament. Chech winds and fires, throws over, and Fred Clark back safely. Chech into his windup, and here is the 0-1 pitch. Fastball sent to right field, but Bill Hinchman making the call and the catch. So the Buccos do not score, and they leave 1. We go to the bottom of the first inning. We are scoreless. Looking at the starting defense now for the Pittsburgh Pirates from left to right. Fred Clark in left, Tommy Leach in center, in right Chief Wilson from first to third. Bill Abstein, Dots Miller, Hannes Wagner, Jap Barbeau, and once again, as with Nick Clark, these were the nicknames given these players at the time, and so YouTube, for historical reasons, hopefully we'll be fine with that. And George Moon Gibson catching. Nick Maddox takes the mound for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Maddox, during the 1909 campaign, had a 2.21 earned run average, 13 wins, 8 losses, 203 1/3 innings pitched, 39 walks, 56 strikeouts. So Josh Clark, the left fielder, to lead it off here for the Naps. Clark hitting just .150 in this tournament. Wagner, one of your all-time favorites in that time, and he is my favorite baseball player of all time. So Wagner was amazing. 5-tool player, the first real superstar in baseball. Nick Maddox ready to deal now, has the sign from George Gibson. Here's the wind and the delivery, the 1-2. Josh Clark sends this changeup to Wagner. Wagner holds on to the ball. So this one, Wagner exercising caution, and they'll award Josh Clark with a base hit. So it's the first hit in this game. And Josh Clark for Cleveland, 37 steals in 1908. Second baseman Bill Bradley now. Bradley having a good tournament, hitting .353, 2 runs batted in, 4 runs scored. As Ken Castro, cousin Ken, is greeting Joe and Andrew. So Bradley digs in from the right side. Nick Maddox checks the runner, throws over. Josh Clark has been picked off first. That was quick. So 1 out. Good move by Nick Maddox to first. Have a look at that again. So Clark leaning a bit off first, and they catch him napping. So 1 away, base is empty. Bradley back in the box now. Maddox delivers the 0-1 curveball, bunted. George Gibson pouncing on it, on to Dots Miller covering, but an errant throw by George Gibson, E2. So an error now for the Pittsburgh Pirates. But they do get him. No, they do not. Bradley scampers around to second, as George Stovall steps in now. Stovall hitting .333 with a home run, 5 runs batted in. Maddox pitching with a runner in scoring position. Pittsburgh nothing, and this is the bottom of the first. Cleveland with 1 on and 1 out. Maddox deals the 1-2 pitch, fastball. This one chopped to second. Dots Miller up with it onto Bill Abstein for the 4-3 putout. George Bradley makes third on the play. 2 out now for Napoleon Lajoie. Always a dangerous bat, and Lajoie hitting .368 with 4 runs batted in. Lajoie, not a strong season in 1908 for the Cleveland Naps, though, but he definitely would go on to greatness, but hit .289 that year. Maddox works in the stretch, the leg kick, and the 0-2 delivery. Fastball to Lajoie, bounding ball to second, and once again it's Miller to Abstein to retire the side. So the Cleveland Naps, no runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 stranded. They leave 1 in scoring position. We go to the top of the second. We're scoreless here in Cleveland. These two cities just 85 miles apart from one another. So Chief Wilson will lead it off here for the Bucks here in the top of the second. Chief Wilson, just with a run batted in, having a dismal tournament right now. 0 for 6 with just a run batted in. Pittsburgh Pirates, Fred Clark, the manager, hoping that Wilson will break out of this slump. Charlie Chech Winds and fires now. Spitball popped high on the infield, and Napoleon Lajoie out on the border. The grass in right field makes the catch. So 1 up, 1 down. Cousin Ken said they used 1904 for Knapp's season card in the franchise, Cousin. Lajoie is just an absolute, was truly a legend, truly a legend. I mean, to be that beloved and to have a team named after you for a time is really, really something. So Napoleon Lajoie, we should look at his stats for 1907. So, or 1904, I'm sorry. So George Gibson now bats. The Bucko catcher hitting just 167 with 2 runs batted in. Chet's ready, and he deals the 1-2 pitch. Curveball to Gibson. Gibson base hit up the middle, so the Bucks pick up their first base hit. This one just under the glove of Napoleon Lajoie, showing great range out there. So 1 aboard, 1 down for the Pittsburgh Pirates for first baseman Bill Abstein. Abstein 0 for 6 in this tournament. So George Gibson with 9 steals in 1909, a conservative leadoff first. The leg kick and the delivery by Chech. Abstein swings in the first pitch, gets a good bunt down. Stovall has it on to Lajoie covering on the play. George Gibson moves into scoring position, but 2 away here for the Pirates as Jeff Barbeau steps in. The hot corner man for the Bucks hitting 200. Chech fires it in, the 1-0 to Barbeau. Change up, hard grounder to short. George Perring up with it on to Stovall, and the Bucks go quietly. We go to the bottom of the second inning. We are scoreless in Cleveland. Thank you guys for coming in. And there's Todd B hanging out for some dead ball action here at League Park in Cleveland, Ohio. Bill Hinchman, the right fielder, will lead it off here for Cleveland. Hinchman hitting .333 with 3 runs batted in. So these Naps having a really good tournament thus far. The lower numbers for Pittsburgh also have to do with the fact that Pittsburgh was given a bye in round 1 when the tournament was set up. So Maddox deals now to Hinchman. The 1-2 changeup and strike 3 called. So Maddox picks up the strikeout on the changeup, and here's Nick Clark. The catcher hitting 143, 2 runs batted in. Is everybody saying hi to everybody? Good to see it. Family gathering here for a little bit of baseball. Clark bats from the left. Nick Maddox has the sign from Moon Gibson. Here's the wind and the pitch. Clark swings in this first pitch. Easy ground ball to Wagner short, but Wagner having to hurry his throw. And they do just get Nick Clark. Great play by Wagner, scooping that and making the off-balance throw to first base. So 2 away here for Cleveland here in the bottom of the second for center fielder Joe Birmingham. Birmingham, an absolutely dismal 0 for 17 in this tournament. Maddox rocks and fires the 2-1 fastball, chopped down the first base line. Abstein up with it on to Nick Maddox covering, and that retires the Cleveland Indians. They go quietly. We go to the third with no score. Nick Maddox, Hannes Wagner, and Fred Clark to bat for the Bucks here in the third. Maddox making his first plate appearance in this tournament. Charlie Chech, no strikeouts, no walks through 2. Maddox swings, base hit up the middle, second base hit for the Pittsburgh Pirates. So Nick Maddox trying to contribute to his own cause. And the Flying Dutchman, we're back at the top of the order now. Wagner 0 for 1, gave it a ride to deep center. So Wagner so far having a very good tournament, 4 for 8 over 2 games. Chech deals the 0-1. The Flying Dutchman with the bunt. Chech will go to first, to Lajoie covering to retire Hannes Wagner, sacrificing and moving Maddox to second. So if you're more modern day baseball, you'd be surprised to see Hannes Wagner bunting a runner over, but it's the tactics of the day that even your best hitter would lay down a sacrifice bunt in the early innings. Fred Clark 0 for 1 for the player manager. He was safe on an error back in the first. Chech deals to Fred Clark, the 1-2. Clark swings in this fastball. Should be routine for Joe Birmingham center. He has it, and Maddox, and that one actually running over a shoulder catch for Joe Birmingham. So 2 away, runner remains at second base. We have the makings of a pitcher's duel here. as Chech to face Dots Miller. Miller fly to deep left center. Chech's delivery to Miller. The 0-1 curveball, and Miller sends this to shallow right, and Bill Hinchman rushing in from right field, making a fine running catch. So the Pittsburgh Pirates, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left, and 2.5 gone here at League Park in Cleveland. And we are scoreless. So Todd asking who's leading this series. The Pirates and the Naps are tied at 1 game apiece. Shortstop George Perring due up, followed by Chech, and then back at the top of the order, and Josh Clark. Again, 3 Clarks in this game. So Perring hitting a 125. Nick Maddox has fanned 1. He winds and fires the 1-1 fastball. Perring base hit right field. Chief Wilson quickly in on this grounder. Gets it back into Dots Miller. So a runner aboard and corners in as Charlie Chech comes up to hit, making his first plate appearance. Perring on first base for Cleveland. Really not a threat to steal. Both catchers pretty much average arms. Nick Clark slightly above average for Cleveland. Maddox brings it now. The 0-1. Chech gets the bunt down. Maddox only play will be to first to Dots Miller. And sacrifice successful. George Perring now in scoring position for Cleveland on second and 1 away. And back at the top of the order now, left fielder Josh Clark. Clark in the game. Infield single back in the first. So these teams tied in hits and errors. Maddox brings it home. The 0-2 delivery. Fastball. Clark base hit. Right field. Perring rounding third. He will score as Wilson fires the ball back in. So Cleveland out to a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the third. Robert, RGO Network. Baseball with the Beatles. You can't buy me love. That counts. It certainly does. Andrew, this is in this round of the tournament, it's a best of 5. Round 1, best of 3. We're in a best of 5 now, and in rounds 3 and 4 will be best of 7. So already a couple teams eliminated. The 1919 Reds eliminated the other night. All right, Clark aboard, and the Naps with a 1-0 lead. Clark with 37 steals in 1908. Maddox sets, checks the runner at first, and here's the pitch home. And this one bunted, and George Gibson fires on to Dots Miller covering at first. Sacrifice, now 2 down, and Josh Clark in scoring position with 1 in for Cleveland. 2 great steal-making cities facing off here, Pittsburgh and Cleveland. When, just as an example, of course everybody knows Pittsburgh as a great steel city, but at the beginning of the Civil War, there was the Tredegar Iron Works in Cleveland. That was the only steel mill. By the end, Cleveland was producing steel at a crazy rate. So both blue-collar cities here. Nothing posh about Cleveland and Pittsburgh. George Stovall grounded to second. Gibson sets the target for Nick Maddox. Here's the wind and the delivery. Curveball, fly ball to deep left. Fred Clark with great range makes the running catch to retire the side. But 1 Cleveland run on 2 hits, no errors. 3 in the books here at League Park in Cleveland. And it's Cleveland 1 and Pittsburgh 0. Tommy Leach will lead it off here, batting in the number 4 slot. Tommy Leach fly to deep right. So Tommy Leach, a potent bat, just wanting it to wake up, hitting just .222 as of this at bat. Chech brings it, the 1-1 delivery. Fastball by Leach, and this one smacked to left field. Leach going for 2. The tag by Lajoie, not in time. Tommy Leach with a leadoff double here for the Pittsburgh Pirates, and a chance for the Bucks here to tie it up in the top of the 4th. So Robert making an announcement. Again, this is one of the reasons why, I give you guys wrenches when you come in after a while, a few times. Robert says special announcement. Tomorrow at noon on Memorial Day, inside pitch 1906 demo game. The New York Yankees at the Cincinnati Reds, Riverfront Stadium. That's going to be a banger of a game. So tune in. He says he did not Robert continues, I did not do demos for the 1976 and 1985 inside pitch. These replays, we'll do them now. Looking forward to the Yankees and Reds. So that's tomorrow, guys. Noon Eastern Daylight Time, Memorial Day Baseball. RJL Network. So tune in. You'll have a great time, I guarantee it. If you haven't subscribed, guys, just hover over RJL Network's name. You'll see 3 dots. Go to channel and subscribe. And hit the bell for notifications. And then in July, Robert will be beginning his 2016 replay. So Robert, a very, very entertaining, very good broadcaster, and excellent baseball knowledge. So you're going to enjoy it, and you're going to enjoy his community just as much. The 1985 Inside Pitch demo game will be on 4th June, and that will be the Cardinals at the Royals. Of course, a rematch there of that 1985 World Series cross-state rivalry. So this will be at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City. Thanks, Robert, for letting us know. Good stuff. All right, Chief Wilson batting with Tommy Leach in scoring position, and Leach is a threat to steal with 27. So we'll see if the Bucks get something aggressive going here. Chech fires it in. Wilson swings first pitch, grounded to second, and Lajoie backing up, taking it on the bounce, firing it on to Stovall for out number 1, but Tommy Leach moves to third. So the tying run for the Pirates just 90 feet away as Moon Gibson steps in. Single to center back in the second, so the Bucks looking to tie it up here in the 4th. Chech from the stretch in the 1-1 fastball. Gibson, base hit, left field. Josh Clark gets to the ball. Tommy Leach will cross the plate, and the Buccos tie it up here in the top of the 4th. Knotted at 1 now at League Park. Gibson on first. No speed there, just 9 steals in 1909 for him. Bill Abstein now. Again, we talked about Abstein. 0 for 6. Bucks looking for him to wake up. Gibson into his lead. Chech peers in, has the sign from catcher Nick Clark. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Fastball. And this one sky to left, has some distance, but not enough as Josh Clark will make the catch. George Gibson gets back to first. 2 down here, and 1 in the top of the 4th for Jap Barbeau. Barbeau grounded to George Perring at short back in the 2nd inning. Chech kicks and deals. The 0-1 fastball swung on, shallow fly ball to left, and Josh Clark comes in and makes the catch. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning here, and it's Pittsburgh 1, Cleveland 1. The series tied at 1 game apiece and a best of 5. The great Napoleon Lajoie to lead it off. So we have a few Hall of Famers here. Hannes Wagner, Fred Clark, Napoleon Lajoie. Lajoie nothing for 1 in the game. In our Ned McGreevy League, Lajoie absolutely tore it up. The Ned McGreevy League, Dead Ball League, 19th century, will be returning in July. So hopefully people will come and do that. All the players that are in this tournament will be released into a draft pool, and should be a lot of fun. Enough here for, I believe, 10 managers, so we won't even have to go out of this draft pool. Pretty strong. But I think we'll probably bring in a couple more 19th century players into the draft pool, not a couple more teams, so we can get King Kelly back in here again, Slide Billy Hamilton, and some others. So be talking to Ken Castro, who is kind of the commissioner of the McGreevy League. So look for that coming up sometime in July. Maddox deals to Lajoie, the 0-2, and Maddox plunks Napoleon Lajoie, who's going up around here at League Park in Cleveland. Cranks and cranklets as Napoleon Lajoie aboard, and Nick Maddox letting that fastball plunk the great Lajoie, and Lajoie with 15 steals in 1908. So Maddox ready to deal now to right fielder Bill Hinchman. Struck out against Maddox back in the 2nd. That's the only strikeout Nick Maddox has on the day. Maddox deals. Hinchman swinging on the first pitch, gets the bunt down. Gibson fires onto Dots. Miller covering on the play. Nap Lajoie moves into scoring position now and one away for catcher Nick Clark. He grounded to Hannes Wagner. Maddox looking for the double play ball here, winds and fires the 1-1. Nick Clark sends this to second. Miller will fire on to Wagner as Lajoie is in the rundown, and Wagner able to rush down and get Lajoie before he makes third. So in the meantime, Nick Clark makes it to first, but big play for the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Wagner tag of Lajoie. Lajoie with speed, but Wagner with a bit more speed. So 2 away here for center fielder Joe Birmingham. Grounded to first, back in the second. Gibson sets the target. Maddox winds and delivers the 0-2 fastball. And Birmingham swing and a miss, strike 3. So Nick Maddox was in a bit of a pickle there with the hit batsman, but it doesn't come back to bite the Pirates. We go to the top of the 5th inning. We are tied at 1 here. Beautiful crisp day for baseball here in Cleveland. 50 degrees, sunny skies. A little breeze going out to left center field, 7 miles per hour. So get yourself some German sausages and a beer and enjoy the game. Nick Maddox 1 for 1. Single to center, had the first Pirate hit in this game. Chech delivers the 1-1. Maddox sends this one to Hopper to second, and quick throw by Lajoie onto George Stovall to retire Maddox. Back at the top of the order now for Hannes Wagner. Wagner fly to deep right center and sacrificed back in the third. Wagner digging in. Chech fires the 0-2. Wagner base hit up the middle. And now danger on the base pass for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Wagner with serious speed. Looking at his stolen bases numbers, 35 in 1909. Of course, that's the series where he purportedly tagged Ty Cobb as he was coming down trying to steal. And Hannes Wagner completely outperforming Ty Cobb in that 1909 World Series. It was a good one. So Fred Clark now batting. Clark has grounded to second, fly to right center. Gashouse gang, kind of already taken. Big Clue, welcome in. Big Clue, one of the commissioners of the Howie Shanks League. Some good games going on today. Apparently my team did kind of well today, so glad to hear that. All right, Nick Clark sets the target, 1 away. Wagner on at first. Chech brings it home. There goes Wagner. The hit and run was on, and Stovall will take it to first to retire Fred Clark. So hit and run halfway successful as Wagner moves into scoring position, but 2 down. So Dots Miller, he's flied out twice. Wagner in scoring position. Tie game here in the top of the 5th. Chech brings it home to Dots Miller. The 1-1 fastball. Miller golfs this one to short. Pairing to Stovall in the 6-3 putout, and that retires the side. No runs. 1 hit, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Pittsburgh and Cleveland tied in this game. Big Clue. As Robbie Wartburg says, 3rd time today, no notification. That's YouTube there, Robbie. Anyhow, George Pairing, 1 for 1. Singled back in the 3rd. Waiting on deck is Chech. Nick Maddox delivers the 0-2 to George Pairing. Fastball, base hit. No, it isn't. Wait, Abstein. Looked like that would be a base hit. Abstein makes a nice stop in that ball down the first base line, but to no avail. So that's Abstein's 9th error and Pittsburgh's 2nd error in the game. So shortstop Pairing aboard. Infield looking bunt here. Abstein in first and Barbo in 3rd as Charlie Chech steps in. Here's the wind and the delivery. The 0-1. Chech gets the bunt down, and Gibson will go to Miller covering at first for the 2-4 put out. Advancing Pairing to second. 1 away. Runner in scoring position now. Josh Clark, the Cleveland left fielder, perfect 2 for 2 today at the plate. Infield single and an RBI single. Then in the second, scoring Pairing, who is now in scoring position again. Cleveland looking for a repeat of that. Here's the wind in the delivery by Nick Maddox. Fastball swung on, bounding ball to 3rd, and they're going to tag Pairing. No, they will not. What happened here? So this is interesting. Let's just look at our text replay for that. Slow chopper between third and short. And so Barbeau not even able to make a throw. It looks like Pairing did get in just in time. So this could loom large for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Looked like they had Pairing dead to rights there. As Bill Bradley steps in now. Bradley with 2 sacrifices. Actually, the first time safe on a throwing error, and then sacrificed in the third. Runners at the corners, 1 away. Nick Maddox from the stretch. And the bunt by Bradley, it looked like they were trying to squeeze. They throw on to Miller for the out. So 2 away. Maddox looking to get out of another little mess here. 2 in scoring position. George Pairing at third. Josh Clark at second. And here's George Stovall. He is grounded to second, fly to deep center. So the Pirates wasting an opportunity at the top of this inning, now trying to get out of a Cleveland opportunity here in the bottom of the 5th. Maddox from the stretch, the 0-2 fastball, base hit, left field, and it's going to come back and bite you. So Stovall with the RBI, 2 RBI. And Cleveland now with a 3-1 lead. So Napoleon Lajoie now up there. So the Bucks have a lot of work to do here. This is a dangerous Cleveland lineup. Pittsburgh not wanting to fall 2-1 to this Cleveland team. Maddox throws over, Stovall back under the tag. Moon Gibson sets the target for Nick Maddox. Here is the wind and the pitch. Lajoie liner to short, and Wagner a leaping grab and pulls that one down. However, 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error, and 5 in the books here at League Park, and it's now Cleveland 3, Pittsburgh 1. And still questioning that play by Jack Barbeau at third, not able to get George Pairing coming down the base path. A little lapse in concentration in the hot corner for the Pirates, and a lot of work to do now. 2-run lead, and this one is huge. All right, Tommy Leach now will start things off here for the Pirates. Chief Wilson and Moon Gibson to follow. Tommy Leach fly to deep right and then doubled in fourth. So the Buccos looking for Leach to do something bad and clean up here. Cech delivers the 1-1. Leach sends this one to third base. Bradley fires across to Stovall at first. Stovall with a good extension to retire Tommy Leach for out number 1. Chief Wilson popped to second and grounded to second. So a little bit of synergy here with Napoleon Lajoie. Cech deals the 1-2. Fastball chopped to second. George Pairing, great play, ranging to his right. Fires it on to George Stovall to retire Chief Wilson. So 2 away here in the Pittsburgh 6th. Swig of water there. That should help, I hope. Sorry, guys. Should have muted. All right, so George Gibson, a perfect 2 for 2 in the day. Cech's delivery, the 1-1 fastball, and Gibson hits a comebacker to Cech, who barely has to come off the hill to retire him. And the side, we go to the bottom of the 6th. Cleveland with a 3-1 lead. Game moving along very, very quickly. Bill Hinchman struck out and bunted out to catcher. Sacrifice. Here's the pitch, the 0-2. Hinchman, base hit up the middle past Stotts Miller. And Cleveland with the 6th base hit of the game for them. Out hitting the Bucks 6-5. Hinchman leads off first as Nick Clark steps in the box. He is grounded out twice, and actually in the 4th he grounded to second, and that's when Napoleon Lajoie was tagged out by Wagner in that rundown between second and third. Maddox deals, throws over. Hinchman back ahead of the Abstein sweep tag. Maddox to the set, and the 1-1. Nick Clark, bounding ball to third. Barbeau is going to go to first, and this is going to be close. And they nip Nick Clark by an eyelash. So, and as Bob Prince used to say, by a gnat's eyelash. So Bill Hinchman, a runner in scoring position, 1 away for Joe Birmingham. He grounded to first and struck out. Maddox brings it to Joe Birmingham. Here's the 1-2 spitball. Birmingham chopper to first. Abstein waving off Maddox, who takes it to the bag himself for out number 2. Bill Hinchman moves to third of the play. So 2 away now for shortstop George Perring, who's 1 for 2. Safe on an error his last time up. Maddox winds and deals the 0-2. Spitball, Perring, base hit up the middle. That's going to be an RBI scoring Bill Hinchman. And Cleveland's starting to pull away here now. It is 4-1 in the bottom of the 6th. 2 away, so Todd should be very happy with this one. As Charlie Chech, the pitcher, steps in with 2 down. Perring at first. Maddox deals the 0-1. Chech swings in the fastball. This one going foul, and this will make the grandstands on the third base side. 0-2 delivery from Maddox now to Chech. Fastball smacked to Wagner. Wagner with a strong peg to Abstain. And that will retire Chech. However, Cleveland picking up another run, 2 hits, no errors. We go to the 7th. And it's the Cleveland Maps 4, the Pittsburgh Pirates 1. Bill Abstain leads it off, followed by Jack Barbeau and Nick Maddox. Abstain bunted out, sacrificed, I should say, in the 2nd, and flied to deep left in the 4th. Clark sets the target. Chech with the 0-1. Changeup, Abstain, little soft ground ball to Lajoie at 2nd. Underhanded toss to George Stovall at 1st for the 4-3 putout. 1 up, 1 down here in the top of the 7th. Jack Barbeau 0 for 2. He's grounded to short and flied to shallow left. This Pirates bats just quiet today. Chech delivers. Barbeau swings. Hard hit to right field. Barbeau tearing around and going into 2nd. He slides. The tag by Perring not in time. And the Buccos pick up their 6th base hit with 1 down. Runner in scoring position. Pirates trying to mount a bit of a rally here as we head into the final 3rd of this game. Nick Maddox, 1 for 2, singled way back in the 1st, grounded to 2nd in the 5th. Here's the delivery. 0-1, Maddox, little bunt down the 3rd base line. Bradley coming in and making the play. Jack Barbeau holding 2nd, 2 away now. Back at the top of the order for Hannes Wagner, who's 1 for 2. The pitch to the Flying Dutchman. First pitch swinging, and Wagner didn't even have time to call this one. Wagner hits a laser shot to left field. This one is gone, and the Pittsburgh Pirates now within striking distance. It is now 4-3. That one just came off of Wagner's bat, and no time to call that one. So big line drive by Hannes Wagner. Again, as we said, a 5-tool hitter. Had power. So Fred Clark, can he tie it up here now? Chech sets deals. Full count to Clark, and Clark draws the walk. So here we go. Fred Clark with serious speed at first. Dots Miller, 0 for 3 in the game, flied out twice, struck out. Chech deals the 1-1 fastball. Miller sends this to right field, and Bill Hinchman will make the catch. Middle of the 7th, Bucks, 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Cleveland 4, Pittsburgh 3. All right, back to game action here, bottom of the 7th. Leading off here, Josh Clark. 3 hits today for Josh Clark. So he's having a great day, including an RBI back in the 2nd, RBI single, scoring George Perry. Nick Maddox, the line on him through 6 innings, 7 hits, 2 earned runs. He struck out 2. Maddox winds and deals the 1-1. And Clark sends this one foul on the 3rd base side. Giving chase is Jack Barbeau, but he is going to run out of real estate. That ball going about 5 rows back, knocking off a bowler. Clark back in the box. Maddox with the 1-2 twirl, the changeup. Clark comebacker to Nick Maddox, quickly off the mound to his left, making the play to Bill Abstain. So 1 up, 1 down on the 1-3 put out. Bill Bradley, nothing for 1. Maddox deals. Bradley swings in the first pitch. Base hit. That's the 8th for Cleveland, and Bradley is aboard. So Cleveland looking for a little bit of padding to this 4-3 lead. The Bucks at one time down 4-1, and Hannes Wagner at the top of the frame. 2-run shot for him. Stovall in there now. George Stovall, 1 for 3, RBI, 2 RBI, single actually, scoring George Perry and Josh Clark. Maddox throws over, and Bradley Batt ahead of the tag. Maddox winds and fires. Here's the 0-1. Stovall swings, base hit left field. Bradley rounding second, and they will hold Bradley there as the ball comes into Hannes Wagner. So 2 aboard for Cleveland. Bradley at second, Stovall at first for Napoleon Lajoie. It's the hitter you don't want to see up there. Nick Maddox hoping to induce the double play from Napoleon Lajoie in the 1908 season. Lajoie grounded in to 6 double plays. Maddox has the sign from George Gibson. Here is the wind and the delivery. Lajoie swinging on the first pitch. This fastball grounded to Barbeau at third, on to Miller, over to Abstein. And how about it? The 5-4-3 double play, just what Nick Maddox was looking for to end the Cleveland 7th. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, nobody left. We go to the 8th, and Cleveland clinging to a 4-3 lead. The number 4, 5, 6 hitters for the Buccaneers at the confluence of the Three Rivers do up Tommy Leach, Chief Wilson, and George Moon Gibson checking in here. Robbie Wartburg. 5-cent dog night. Well, so Robbie, it's 1908, 1909. So they probably tasted, yeah, contents unknown, just as hot dogs are today. So just the fact that they were 5 cents. And also, Robbie, it would maybe surprise you to know that during the Great Depression, for a lot of people, their only meal was that maybe that 50-cent hot dog that they had, or 25-cent hot dog in the stands. So the nickel went a lot further in 1908, 1909 than it certainly does now, that's for sure. All right, Tommy Leach 1 for 3. By the way, guys, ordered 3 baseball books. They're on the way. The Summer of Beer and Whiskey, 59 and 84. And then a third one I found called Tales from the Deadball Era. So looking forward, all those books should be coming this week. One of them being delivered tomorrow. Feeling kind of badly about having people working on Memorial Day, but there you go. At least back then, you knew there was 0 chance of Jimmy Hoffa's fingers showing up in your bunt. Isn't that true, Big Clue? All right, here we go now. Charlie Chech to work to Tommy Leach. Here's the 0-2 delivery. Change up. Leach sends this one to center field. Joe Birmingham, though, has it measured. So 1 away here in the 8th inning as Chief Wilson strides to the plate. Wilson, nothing for 3. He has popped out, grounded out twice. Chech works now. The 0-1 curveball. Wilson smacks this one right field. This could go for extra bases. Hinchman giving chase in right field. And Chief Wilson will go to second on the play. Wilson going for third. Hinchman's throw hits cutoff. No, goes past the cutoff man Lajoie. And Chief Wilson, known for hitting triples at least for 1 year in his career, with the 1-out triple. So the Bucks a chance to tie it up here, and George Moon Gibson, the catcher, having a good day at the plate. He is 2 for 3, including an RBI single that scored Tommy Leach back in the 4th. Gibson looking to put it in play, but not necessarily the right side, that being a good thing with Lajoie there to get the throw home quickly. So a little bit more pressure on Gibson with a runner just 90 feet away. Here we go. Chech from the stretch, and the 1-2 pitch. Infield in, and this one lined over the head of George Perry, a short base hit, and Moon Gibson comes through, scoring Chief Wilson in the RBI. Gibson going for no. Gibson made the wide turn, bluffed. It gets back quickly. So the RBI by George Gibson ties this one up. It is 4-4 in the top of the 8th. We got us a ball game. The line on these teams thus far: 4-9-2 for Pittsburgh, 4-9-1 for Cleveland. Each team has stranded 6 runners. Pittsburgh leading in the error category, 2-1. Abstein 0 for 2 now with George Gibson at first. Charlie Chech brings it. Here's the 1-1, and we have Ham Hyatt coming in to pinch hit, and they will not turn 2. So Ham Hyatt aboard on the fielder's choice, and that brings up Jap Barbo. So that was a quick switch there by the AI. Barbo last time doubled to right center. Chech brings it home, 3-2 count. Base hit up, no, not a base hit up the middle. Nap Lajoie dives, stops the ball, and just tosses it to short for the third out. What a great play by Napoleon Lajoie. Watch this. Just the underhanded toss after the full extension stop to shortstop George Perry. But the Bucks do tie it up on 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 8th, and we are knotted at 4. Nick Maddox staying in the ball game. Ham Hyatt will come in. He pinch hit for Bill Abstein, and he will stay in the game and play first. Ham Hyatt used mainly as a pinch hitter for the Pittsburgh Pirates in 1909, and we're seeing that replicated here. Big Clue says, Beatles Eternally, have you read the 2-volume set of Dead Ball bios from Saber? No, but I will. I definitely will. I have not read it yet, though. $32 dogs are passed. Wow. No, I haven't, but I will definitely be looking, reading, reveling, all of those good things. I just get fired up when getting new books. Happy stuff. Really looking forward to the Summer of Beer and Whiskey. That looks like an absolutely brilliant novel. Or not novel, brilliant book, I should say. Historical account. Bill Hinchman here. 1 for 2 for Cleveland. Maddox deals the 1-1. Hinchman swings, base hit to left field, and here comes Cleveland again. This has been a battle between those two teams. These two teams, Cleveland entering the double digits now, with 10 hits to the Pirates 9. Hinchman aboard for Nick Clark. Clark 0 for 3. Maddox deals the 1-0. Or the 0-1, there we go. And this one, Wagner to Miller to Hyatt. And quickly, 2 outs here in the top or the bottom of the 8th. And it's up to Joe Birmingham to try to keep it going. He has grounded out, struck out, and grounded out again. Maddox deals the 2-1 delivery. Fastball, high fly ball to left, back on it, Fred Clark. To retire the side, we go to the 9th inning. And we are knotted at 4. Nick Maddox, Hannes Wagner, and Fred Clark do up for the Pirates. Play for the win on the road and the tie at home. Maddox 1 for 3 in the game. Singled back in the 3rd. Chech deals the 2-1 fastball. Long fly ball to left by Maddox, but this one just allowed out as Josh Clark runs it down in the left field cow pasture. Hannes Wagner 2 for 3. 2-run homer back in the 7th. Chech sets and deals. The payoff pitch to Wagner, the curveball. Wagner swings, comebacker to the mound. Chech up with it onto Stovall to retire the Flying Dutchman. So 2 quick outs here in the 9th, and it brings up Fred Clark. Fred Clark 0 for 3 and a walk. Chech brings it home, the 1-0. Clark base hit up the middle. So the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Cleveland Naps tied at runs and hits at 4 and 10.
And coming to the plate now is Dots Miller.
So Miller 0 for 4 in the game. Chance to be a hero here for the Pittsburgh Pirates. 2 away, the speedy Fred Clark on at first. Aggressive lead by Fred Clark. Chech with a check of the runner. Clark at first, throwing over. Clark dives under the stolen tag. In there. Close play, but Clark with enough speed to jump in under that tag. Good move to first that time by Charlie Chech on the mound. Chech sets and delivers. Dots Miller swinging on the first pitch. Routine fly ball to shallow center. Joe Birmingham will make the catch to retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 9th. We are knotted at 4 in the middle or the bottom, I should say, of the Cleveland order due up. George Perry, Charlie Chech, and then Josh Clark. Guys talking about Rick Monday saving the American flag from being burned. That was during the Chicago Cup game, I believe. And also the Disco Demolition Night. As Todd B announces to all and sundry that Ken Castro still has an 8-track player in his car. All right, pairing 2 for 3. Nick Maddox needing to bear down here a little bit. Here it comes, the 0-1 pitch to pairing, fastball, chopping grounder to third, and Jack Barbeau up with it to throw across to him high at first, and George Perry is out number 1 here. So the Buccos looking to take this into extra innings. Teams tied at 1 here in this round 2, best of 5. Charlie Chech, let's see, will he bat? Indeed he will. Maddox deals the 0-2. Chech lines this one to center, and nice play by Tommy Leach out there. So 2 quick outs. We go back to the top of the order for Josh Clark. Josh Clark, 3 for 4 today, so 3 hits. Grounded out to Maddox his last time up. Maddox looking to get this 3rd out. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Clark swings. It's not going to happen right now. Base hit up the middle. Pass starts Miller. Throaty cheer going up around the Cleveland faithful. A couple little boos here and there from some who made the trip 85 miles from Pittsburgh. So the winning run is on board for Cleveland for Bill Bradley, who is 1 for 2 today. Maddox peers in, has the sign for Gibson. Check of Josh Clark, who had 37 steals in 1908. Clark has yet to steal one in this tournament. 2 out. Nick Maddox throws over. Clark dives back, gets up, brushes himself off. He is safe ahead of Liam Hyatt's tag. Maddox brings it home. Swinging on the first pitch, it was a pitch out. Nothing doing. Bradley actually checked his swing on that. So Josh Clark staying at first. The Pittsburgh battery watching him closely. Gibson now with a sign. Maddox with the 1-0 delivery, throws over again. Pittsburgh. Oh my God. So that one was fast. Looked like we have a pickoff. Let's see what happens. Yep. Josh Clark caught off first. So Nick Maddox with a quick throw. Sorry I missed that one, but unlike out of the park baseball, this one with a chalkboard. So not really meant to be an animated game. Trying to keep track of everything. So the Buccos nail the winning run at first. And we go to the 10th. We have extras. Tommy Leach, Chief Wilson, and George Gibson do up. Ken owns the Victor RCA Pups, long lineage, his master's voice. All right, Charlie Chech delivers to Tommy Leach here in the 10th. The 0-1 delivery to Leach, curveball, hard hit ground ball to first. George Stovall in plenty of time, takes it to the bag and gingerly steps on it for out number 1. Chief Wilson, 1 for 4. Here's the delivery from Chech. 2-2 pitch. Wilson cuts and misses. So that is the first strikeout for Charlie Chech in the game. 2 down here in the Bucco 10th. George Gibson, 3 for 4. Can he get it done? Here is the wind and the delivery to George Gibson. Fastball, chopping ground ball to Lajoie at second. Lajoie with a snap throw onto George Stovall to retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 10th, knotted at 4. Bill Bradley waits for the Nick Maddox delivery. Here it comes, the 1-2 pitch. Maddox bringing the fastball, and this one, swing and a miss. So Maddox picking up his 3rd K here at the bottom of the 10th. 1 away here from Cleveland. George Stovall, 2 for 4. RBI single in the 5th, and a single in the 7th. The delivery from Maddox, payoff pitch to Stovall. Fastball, Stovall, base hit, left field past Wagner, And now the winning run once again at first with one down. Stovall, 14 steals in 1908. Napoleon Lajoie. One key for the Pirates in this game is to keep Lajoie's back quiet. So far they have been. Lajoie did make it on base once. He was hit by a pitch back in the fourth. Saw no retaliation from Cleveland. Maddox deals, nope, throws over. Stovall in under the tag. Maddox showing that great pickoff move first. Last inning. The 1-1 to Lajoie. Lajoie swings, bounding ball to third. Lajoie or Barbeau up with it. This is going to be close. They do just get Napoleon Lajoie. Stovall moves to second. So the winning run now in scoring position for the Cleveland Naps, and Bill Hinchman, a good day at the plate, 2 for 3 for him. Hinchman singled his last time in the 8th. Maddox deals the 1-0 to Hinchman. Hinchman swings, short fly ball to right, and Chief Wilson coming in almost on the infield to make that catch. We go to the 11th as Cleveland, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. Pittsburgh will send up Hem Hyatt, Jack Barbeau, and Nick Maddox to bat here in the 11th inning. PQ River joining. Andrew talking about a fine from the Kangaroo Court. So here we go. So Andrew picking up the vibe of this channel, and we do indeed have free baseball. Chet's still looking strong on the mound out there. Let's look at the line on him thus far for Cleveland. He's worked 10 innings, 10 hits, 4 earned runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. So Ham Hyatt came in to pinch hit for Bill Abston, stayed in the game to play first, and in his first at bat, grounded to first. Chet deals to Hyatt, the 1-2. Hyatt swings, ground ball to third. Bradley takes it on the hop onto George Stovall to retire Ham Hyatt out number 1. Jap Barbeau now to hit. Has a double in this game. He is 1 for 4. Chet sets and fires. And Barbeau, base hit. Left field, and the Bucks pick up their 11th hit. So 23 hits in this game combined. Barbeau at first, and Nick Maddox up there. We'll see whether player manager Fred Clark will call Maddox back from the box. And he will indeed, and Bobby Byrne will come in to pinch hit. So Bobby Byrne's numbers in 1909, a 256 average, 3 triples, 7 runs batted in, 31 run score. So Nick Maddox, his day is done. See who the Buccos bring in the bottom of the 11th. Chech fires it into Bobby Byrne. Here's the 0-2. Byrne swings, come back to the mound. Chech will go to Lajoie for 1. Lajoie onto Stovall for the double play, and that ends the inning. And coming on now in the 11th is Sam Lever for the Pittsburgh Pirates, the bottom of the 11th. Lever's numbers in 1909, a 2.83 under an average, 8 wins, 1 loss, 2 saves. He worked 70 innings in 1909 for the Bucks, 14 strikeouts, 23 walks. Nick Clark will start things off here, followed by Joe Birmingham and George Perry. Clark in the game, nothing for 4. He has grounded out all 4 times. So here we go. Sam Lever trying to keep the Bucks in it. The 1-1 curveball, base hit center field, and Leach getting to that ball and getting it in quickly. So the 13th hit now for Cleveland. The winning run aboard again for Cleveland. They've had the winning run on board in the 9th, in the 10th, and now the 11th. Joe Birmingham now 1 for 4 for the center fielder. Lever with a check of Clark at first. 6 steals for him. Lever brings it home. The 0-1 to Joe Birmingham. A spitball. This one bunted in front of the plate. Gibson pouncing on it. Fires down to Dots Miller covering. And Clark moves to scoring position with 1 away. George Perry 2 for 4. Gibson sets the target. Lever winds and fires. The 1-1 to George Perry. Fastball. And this one base hit to right field. Wilson up with it. Ned Clark will be held at third. So the winning run now just 90 feet away, and Cleveland will increase their lead to 2-1. Can Sam Lever hold them off here? Lever hoping for a double play ball. Infield playing in though, trying to cut off the run at the plate. Here we go. Chech looks like he's going to hit for Cleveland. He will not. Dave Altizer will bat and grounded to Miller at second. Clark will not be able to advance. Big out for Sam Lever. And should Altizer stay in the game, we will look at his numbers. In fact, we can look at them right now, I believe. Yep, there we go. So Altizer saw action in 29 games in 1908 for the Nats. Had 5 runs batted in. All right, here's Josh Clark. Now he is 4 for 5, and the pressure on the Bucks. We will go to pitch mode for this one. Nick Clark at second, Nick Clark at third, George Perring at second. And here we go. Here is the wind and the pitch by Sam Lever. And they're going to intentionally walk Nick Clark to get to Bill Bradley. So the Bucks taking a bit of a chance here. So bases juiced. Clark at third, Perring at second, and Josh Clark, the other Clark, at first. And once again, we will go to pitch mode. Here is the wind and the delivery by Sam Lever. And this went in there, a swing and a miss, strike one. Bottom of the 11th, tie score, bases loaded. Lever removes his cap, scratches his head. Peers in, has the sign now for Gibson. Here is the 0-1. Curveball to Bradley, and this one missing down. Ball one. Bradley back in the box now. Lever rubbing up the ball. Here is the wind in the 1-1. Fastball, this one chopped to first. Ham Hyatt will take it to the bag unassisted. Cleveland lets a golden opportunity go by the board, leaving them loaded. We go to the top of inning number 12. We're knotted at 4. And need a pitcher for these Cleveland Naps. And looking at hit percentages, ouch. And we're going to go with the one that has the lowest. I guess we're going to bring in Ed Foster to pitch. So Ed Foster's numbers in 1908, 2.14 earned run average, 1 win, no losses, 2 saves. In the tournament, however, a rather lofty 18 earned run average, but most of the other pitchers, 40% chance of giving up a hit to Hannes Wagner. So Ed Foster finishing his warm-up pitches. It'll be the Flying Dutchman, Fred Clark, and then Dots Miller. Wagner in this game is 2 for 4. All right. Here we go. Ed Foster winds and deals the 3-1 to Hannes Wagner. Wagner sends this one high to center. Birmingham back at the wall, makes the catch. 1 away here in the 12th. Fred Clark 1 for 4. The left fielder, player manager in the box. Ed Foster winds and deals the 0-1 to Clark. Clark sends this one to left. This one high, this one deep. But this one coming down to the glove of Josh Clark. 2 up, 2 down for Pittsburgh here in the 12th. And here is Dots Miller. They got us a good ball game going on here. Miller 0 for 5. Foster deals the 0-2. And Miller, routine grounder to second. Lajoie on to Stovall. The Bucks go down 1, 2, 3. And we go to the bottom of inning number 12. We're knotted at 4. I missed his... I'll have to look at his picture if we go to the 13th because I missed that one. George Stovall, 3 for 3 to lead it off here for Cleveland, followed by Julian Lajoie and Bill Hinchman. Lever winds and fires the 0-2. Stovall cannot catch up to that one. Hang up and K for Sam Lever, number 1. And 1 out here in the 12th, bottom of the 12th. Napoleon Lajoie, 0 for 4. Sam Lever kicks and fires. Fastball, Lajoie grounded deep to Wagner. Wagner up with it, and that strong throw with Pebbles accompanying that ball on to him. Hyatt for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down for Cleveland. Bill Hinchman, 2 for 4. Here's the delivery. The 1-1 to the right fielder, grounded again to Wagner, and Wagner making the routine stop on Ham Hyatt. The Buccos face the minimum, and we go to the 13th inning. Yep, that's a fun picture. It looks like, closer inspection, that looks like more like a drawing than anything. So hard to say, but yeah, kind of a fun caller there for Ed Foster. The number 4, 5, 6 hitters due up for the Bucks: Leach, Wilson, and Gibson. Tommy Leach, 1 for 5, and Foster winds and fires. Leach swings. This one high, pop fly into foul territory on the right-hand side, and making the play just near the coach's box is George Stovall for out number 1. Chief Wilson. Chief Wilson's big hit was a triple back in the 8th. Foster delivers the 2-1. Wilson swings. This one up the middle, but Lajoie moving to his right, cutting it off. So 2 down here for George Gibson. 3 hits today for him, 3 for 5. Foster deals the 2-2, and Bradley to Stovall to retire George Gibson. To the bottom of the 13th we go. And it will be Nick Clark, Joe Birmingham, and George Perring due up for Cleveland. So I'm just going to put in a plug for a movie, even though Renfield is a comedy. A crazy looking movie coming out on the 11th of August is The Last Voyage of the Demeter. Guys, check out that. Check out the trailer for that. They've taken one chapter from the novel Dracula, and that's Dracula's voyage from Romania to London. And of course, you've read the book, you know nobody survives the voyage except Dracula. So cinematography looks absolutely brilliant for that movie. So looking forward to that, The Last Voyage of the Demeter. All right, here we go. Sam Lever on in relief here. This is the 2nd inning of relief. Sam Lever lets it go. The 1-1 fastball, fly ball left field and toward the line. Chief Wilson will run it down for out number 1. No, not Last Rites of what, Todd B? That'd be The Last Voyage of the Demeter. I will type it into chat. It looks just amazing. There you go. Check out the trailer on YouTube for that one. It looks incredible. All right, Joe Birmingham batting with 1 down. Birmingham in the game, 0 for 4. Sacrificed. Lever deals. And Sam Lever hits Joe Birmingham. So the Bucks have hit 2 Cleveland naps in this game. Nick Maddox plunked 1, and now Sam Lever. Pittsburgh Pirates probably a little charged up after coming off that 1909 series win against Ty Cobb and the Detroit Tigers. Sam Lever throws over. Birmingham back ahead of the tag. Bottom of the 13th, 4-4 your score. Lever deals. The 0-1 delivery. Fastball George Perring grounds it. What a great play by Hannes Wagner. Diving stop onto Miller for one. Miller to Hyatt. And the inning-ending double play, Hannes Wagner. Let's look at that one again. Hannes Wagner, full extension stop, able to get it to Miller. Incredible range by Wagner, the greatest shortstop in baseball history. Side retired, and we go to the top of the 14th inning. Free baseball indeed. Ham Hyatt, Jap Barbeau, and we'll see what the Buccos do with Sam Lever, who's pitching a fine game in relief here. All zeros now. Ham Hyatt 0 for 2, came on to pinch hit for Bill Abstein, stayed in the game. Ed Foster deals the 0-2 fastball. This one, chopping ground ball to short. George Bradley onto George Stovall to retire Ham Hyatt for out number 1. Jap Barbeau 2 for 5, and that's a good day in this game. Foster deals the 0-1 to Barbeau. Fastball grounded to short. George Perring takes it on the bounce. Plenty of time to retire Barbeau for out number 2. Both of these teams battling it out here. Sam Lever will not stay in. It's Ed Abbaticchio. Abbaticchio swings, fly ball to left. Back on it is Josh Clark. And Babe Adams, the ace of this Pittsburgh Pirates staff, will now come on to pitch in the bottom of the 14th. Adams with a 1.11 earned run average in 1909, 12 wins, 3 losses, 2 saves, walked 23, struck out 65 back in 1909. A whip of .854, and the National League against Babe Adams hit just 190. So Adams trying to keep these bats quiet as Ed Foster will lead it off, followed by Josh Clark and George Bradley. Hope you guys are enjoying this game tonight of the Ken Castro Deadball 19th Century League. And Elmer Flick into pinch hit, long fly ball, and this game is over. No, it's off the wall. It looked like it was out of here, but this one hitting the top of the wall. Flick going for 3, and it hits the cutoff man Wagner. So Elmer Flick, probably the most forgotten Hall of Famer, and undeservedly forgotten. Elmer Flick comes in and promptly hits a triple. Babe Adams in trouble here, the infield in, and here is Josh Clark. Josh Clark is 4 for 5 in the game. Cleveland could be on the cusp of moving up 2 games to 1 in this best of 5. Adams works to him now. The count even on Josh Clark. Clark swings. Fly ball shallow right. Chief Wilson has it. Flick tags. The throw to the plate. Gibson's tag. And Elmer Flick is safe. And the Cleveland Naps win this one 5-4. The bottom of the 14th inning. What a game this one was. Wow. All right. For the Cleveland Naps, 5 runs on 15 hits, 1 error. For the Pittsburgh Pirates, 4 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors. Babe Adams tagged with a loss. He's 0-1 now in the tournament. Ed Foster gets the win, goes to 1-0. So both starters not working. The complete game for the Pirates, Hannes Wagner goes 2 for 5 with a home run, 2 runs batted in. George Gibson 3 for 6 with 2 runs batted in. For the Cleveland Naps, George Perring 3 for 6, and Josh Clark goes 4 for 6 with 2 runs batted in. Having a quick look here, of course, a home run in this game. We should look at batting really quickly. So there was a home run in this game, and that was hit by Hannes Wagner. Let me see, as far as my favorite hit in baseball, the triple, 1 each. For Pittsburgh, it was Chief Wilson. And for Elmer Flick, of course, setting up the win for Cleveland. For pitching, Nick Maddox went 10 innings for the Pirates, 12 hits, 4 runs. 2 of those runs earned, so the errors definitely hurting the Pittsburgh Pirates in this one. He struck out 3, no walks. Sam Lever worked 3 in relief, gave up 2 hits, walked 1, struck out 1. Babe Adams came in, and he is unfortunately tagged with the loss. Pitched a third of an inning, one hit, and it was one earned run. Charlie Chech for Cleveland went 11 innings, 4 runs, all earned, gave up a home run, a walk, struck out one. Ed Foster picked up the win. One win, no losses now for him in the tournament. 3 innings worked, and that's pretty much it. Let's look at our miscellaneous for the MVP of this game, and that will be it. MVP is Josh Clark, who also picks up the game-winning RBI. So let's look at our playoff bracket now. And Cleveland up 2 games to 1 on Pittsburgh. When next we meet for this KCCL Dead Ball 19th Century Tournament, we will see the 1912 Boston Red Sox face the 1884 Providence Grays. So there we go, guys. Thank you. I hope you had a good time tonight, as we're going to close this off in a couple minutes. Did a lot of baseball today, and hopefully we have a couple new subscribers to the channel, and Andrew certainly coming back again. So good to see him. Andrew into some dead ball, so good stuff. And getting a lot of people, I'm noticing, coming in more saying that they're playing some 19th century baseball, some dead ball. So Cousin Ken, you and I, we're not alone anymore, it seems. So yeah, prolific day, PQ, absolutely. Whew. So fun, fun, fun stuff. So I don't know what projects you guys have going on outside of, right? I know, of course, Big Clue. We're going through that Howie Shanks League. Robbie Wartburg has 97 projects. He's cut that down from 300. So whatever you do, guys, roll it up, and remember tomorrow, for you lovers of, and we love all baseball, don't we? But for more modern baseball, tomorrow, 1976, Yankees and Reds game um, on RJO Network. So check that out, Cards and Dice. Going to be good stuff. That's, I believe, 12 noon or 12:30 tomorrow Eastern Daylight Time. So do check that out. Robbie is more machine than man at that rate. He truly is. Okay, guys. So PQ Ribber, new podcasts, among other spots. So definitely check those out. PQ Ribber, cool, very eclectic person. Looking forward to getting my new channel started, and having PQ Ribber over there, giving him a hammer, of course, as well. Big clue. So I have my, and Ken Castro. So I have my 3 moderators already for the new channel when it goes up. Looking forward to having some fun over there, a non-baseball channel. May come back in a little bit. I'm not going to do Out of the Park Baseball to end the night, because it's just been, my voice is going, eh. So it'll be MLB The Show 22. I think it's going to be Cardinals and Pirates tonight, so that should be a lot of fun. The Cardinals beating the Pirates to start the season in that all-time greats franchise file. Todd B looking for a sort of behind-the-scenes look, and we'll get to that in MLB The Show, Todd. I just beg your indulgence as I get more and more familiar with MLB The Show and its inner workings. Big Clue saying thank you, fun day. Yep. So Big Clue crashing hard, and there we go. So get some sleep, my good friend. And then Ken Castro saying, oh, good, that he can roll the game while the next game is on. So, yeah, look for MLB The Show 22 coming up roughly 10 to 15 minutes from now. Until then, I want to give my heartfelt thanks to Ken Castro, heart and soul of this channel, to PQ Ribber, Big Clue. Going backwards here, Robbie Wartburg, he says a reminder to please walk home safely. Thank you for that, Robbie. Aaron Reed, who ninja'd in on me. Sorry I didn't see you. Sorry I didn't see you, Aaron. So good to see you, my friend. Clinton Parks was here for a little while. Didn't get to see Clinton. Got so focused on this game, which is rare for me. Did I say Todd B? Well, I'll say it again. Todd B, thanks, bud, for coming in as always. Andrew RW603. Thank you, Andrew. So happy to have you here. See you in here one more time. You get a wrench, which would be really cool. RGL Network, and now I can make sure I've got this game right. So it is noon tomorrow. Noon tomorrow. It's an inside pitch game, 1976. It's a we would call an exhibition game, I guess, a demo game. New York Yankees at the Cincinnati Reds. This will be at Riverfront Stadium, and then I'm sure Robert hopefully will be in before for June, as he will also be then doing another inside pitch game, and this will be 1985 Cardinals at Royals. So thank you, Robert, for coming in. Truly appreciate it. And Joe Murdy, way back, was with us. Joe Murdy, liking himself some old time baseball as well. Great Croc, says Aaron Reed. Thank you. All right. So looks like Clinton and Cousin Ken are going to roll up a game, and hopefully, if you can, guys, join us for some real broadcasting, or at least good broadcasting. MLB The Show coming up in about 15. All right. For those who don't make it, see you around the batting cage, and for those that do, see you there. Good night, guys.